Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I look a little different today, but I tried something different today and it didn't turn out quite as I thought it would. But if you want to, watch this disaster of a video, stay tuned and you will see how I got this. I really went in very confident and then it just slowly went downhill. So I am starting off with a clean face. I did take all my makeup off. I wanted to start from scratch. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on a little headband just to remove all of the hair from my face. Perfect. I do want to give a disclaimer that I am not a professional and I do not claim to be. I'm just doing this for fun. So this video may be a little all over the place, but we're gonna try and hope for a good outcome. I'm gonna be drinking water out of this skeleton wine glass that I found at Dollar Tree because why not? I'm gonna go ahead and just start out with the base. So I'm gonna go in with a foundation. This is from Shea Glam. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this everywhere where I'm gonna apply the products because it'll allow for them to go on smoother, but also hopefully not stain my face because I am going with red and we know red stains. I'm just gonna go in where I'm gonna apply the face paint. It's gonna be my chin, and then I'm gonna go in here. I'm also gonna go over here. So I'm just gonna apply it all over most side of the forehead. And then I'm gonna apply some kind of going up towards my eye. And then kind of around my eye. We're gonna have to trust the process because there's gonna be a lot of moments where I'm not gonna believe in myself. So we're gonna trust this process. We're also going to apply just a little bit of foundation onto my eyebrows because I do have really dark hair and Chucky is a ginger, so we're going to go in with an eyeshadow in a little bit just to try to lighten these up. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to actually start off with my eyebrows. So I'm going in with this Beauty Creations Frida palette, so you could just go in with any color palette you have. I'm going to be using this fan brush. I'm going to go in with this like orangey, burnt orange kind of color. Go in. Oh yeah, that's a really good color. I think especially due to my eyebrows being so dark. I think they're good enough. If anything, I can always touch them up later. So I am going to try to make some actual scars out of latex, liquid latex. So I'm going to use liquid latex and then I'm also going to just use some tissue paper to make it a little bit more like fleshy like. Alrighty, so we're going to start off with the chin piece. I'm going to put the liquid latex on the sponge right there. Okay, we have it ready. Now we're going to use the little paper and put it under the chin. And then go in with the liquid latex and just dab it. We're gonna let that dry. And while we let that dry, we're gonna cut off another piece and do another layer, taking a little water break. So I did 3 layers of the tissue paper with the liquid latex. And once it's dry, we're gonna go in with our base and then put it all on top of the tissue. I'm gonna go in and add some setting powder just so that it doesn't start to, come off or anything. So I'm gonna be using this you can be translucent setting powder. I got this in a face painting palette that I got from Amazon, but you can use any translucent setting powder. Alrighty, so next we're gonna start on the one that's gonna go across my forehead. So I'm gonna put it right here. I put the liquid latex on the sponge before I even try to put the piece of paper and then go in with it. Okay, we're gonna let that dry and then do 2 more layers. Okay, now I did the 3 layers completed. And then we're gonna wait for it to dry and then do a little bit more of the foundation. While that dries, I'm gonna go in and start doing another little one right here. And that's gonna be the last one. Alrighty, so now that I have these 2 more scars on my forehead, I'm gonna work on my eye and then come back to these just so that I can let it all kind of sit. So what I'm gonna do around my eye is, well, first I'm going to just kind of blend out the foundation that I had on there just because it might have already creased. And then I am gonna go in with some red. So you can go in with any red eyeshadow that you have, any cream eyeshadow. I'm gonna go in with this Wet n Wild Fantasy Makers paint pot in red. What I'm gonna do is just kind of outline where I'm gonna work. I'm gonna just use a eyeshadow brush. So I'm just gonna go into that color just because we need a red base. I am gonna kind of go around my eye, on my eyelid. It doesn't have to be super precise right now. Right now we're just gonna build up the color and then we'll work on shaping it. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just kind of gonna go down a little bit right here. Not gonna be the most precise application, which is fine. And just looking for some direction, just to give me a guide. And then I'm just gonna kind of mess with this part over here a little bit. And I think that might be good. And then I'm gonna do maybe something more on my lip. Kind of coming down this way. How about my lip? About there. And then I'm gonna leave this side clean. I'm gonna actually start to go in on these ones too, and just kind of go and just do some red right in the center, right in the middle of them. If it's not super precise, it doesn't need to be. Actually, the least precise the better, especially because then, you know, you kind of get that blend going, which, you know, it's gonna be easier for us later. Now we're gonna go in with black. So this is also Wet n Wild Fantasy Makers paint pot in black. With this one, we're gonna be a little bit more precise with it. We are going to take this with a little bit of more of a precise brush. We're gonna take this in here, and then we're gonna use this kind of more on the outside of where we have the red. So all I've done is added the black paint pot all over, kind of outlining the red spots. And this is what it's looking like right now. I think what I'm gonna do next is start to kind of blend a little bit and then kind of go back in maybe with the red if I lose some intensity, and then start with powders. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with the powders. We're gonna go in with this red right here. It's like a brown red versus this intense red. I think that one is going to be good for kind of making it look like dried blood almost. So we're going to go in and just kind of add that everywhere that we put the red. This is what it's looking like now. It's looking a little bit more fleshy. I'm going to go in with this dark brown and start to kind of just blend out the edges. I'm gonna go in and use a darker brown. So I'm gonna use this like darker brown and just kind of do a little bit more detailing work. All right, so now that it's looking like this, I'm gonna go in and take a makeup wipe and then just try to make it more precise. So that's what it looks like so far. I'm really starting to doubt what it's gonna come out like, so let's hope it comes out good. I'm actually gonna go in with my powder and just kind of put that on top of everything. I think that's gonna really help with the blending of things and not make it look so harsh. I'm really debating whether I should use a little bit of fake blood, but that'll be after. Okay, so now that I have this, I think what I'm gonna do is use some string and kind of make it look like I've been sewn back. So here's kind of the more dangerous part of this. So I'm gonna actually go in and sew this in the little string into the latex that I created, but you can just glue it. But I wanna go the extra mile and try to sew it on. So I'm just gonna try to be very careful and just do this. This is what it's looking like so far. Still questionable. It is, but I'm hoping it'll look better. I'm gonna hold the back of this and just kind of, but I think I'm just gonna pull and have it kind of rip a little on its own. So what I'm gonna do is cut the string very carefully. Okay. And cut this bottom string too. And now, okay, so I just put that down with the liquid latex. And this is what it's looking like now. You can see it's like split open. Not in the ways that I wanted it to be, but it's there. So now I'm gonna go on and just kind of lift these ones right here where I'm gonna wanna do it. Now I'm just gonna try to cut into this. Okay. That's cool. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing to this one. So this is what it's looking like. I tried sewing them on. This one honestly looked so much better, but this one kind of got all messed up, so it's fine. I'm just gonna try to end this. It turned out to be a lot harder than I was expecting, but now what I'm gonna do is just add a little bit of fake blood. So this is from Revolution, and it's just their SFX fake blood. So I'm just gonna grab that and add it right onto the scars. Just to kind of give it some, like, you know, make it look like it's bleeding, kind of. And then we're just gonna kind of blend out the scars. Just kind of do that. And then we're gonna add a little bit kind of right around the eye. We're just gonna be careful not to get it in our eye. This is what it's looking like. It's kind of a mess. I'm hoping once I put the costume on, it'll look better. I look a little scary. So this is the completed look. This is like, you know, Chucky you would get from like Temu or Shein. Well, if you stuck around long enough to see this, thank you so much. If you want to keep watching any more videos from me, please subscribe and hit the thumbs up. I do plan on doing more Halloween looks. Hopefully they'll turn out better. Please leave me a comment what costume or what face makeup I should try to do next. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. I mean, it's not that bad, right? If you like, look at me, squint, and then get really far, it doesn't look that bad.